Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the second Lunchtime Live. Well, the second episode of, I guess, the second season of Lunchtime Live, maybe, if you want to look at it that way. Thank you again for joining in, and thank you for continuing to support us here on. I'm just going to move that away a little bit. The microphone just out of reach. It is a microphone. I'll move it so you can just about see it, and then I'll move it slightly back because I think I'm a little bit loud, so I'm just going to drop it down a little bit as well. But yeah, thank you very much for continuing to watch us, watch me, and listen to me, and listen to everything that I have to say, and all the information about us and Twisted Barrel. Occurred to me today when I was planning for this that it's been exactly, well, come Friday the 20th, it will be exactly 1 year since we effectively closed the tap house. It probably is about a year ago to now that everybody was basically said, the government basically made the decision to say to people, don't go out, but didn't at that point tell businesses to close their doors. So we and lots of other businesses, pubs, bars, retail, all of those kind of places were in the same position whereby we had no idea what we were supposed to be doing, and no idea what was going to happen to our business from that point forward. But we came up with a plan a year ago, and we implemented like staggered pre-booked opening. So if anybody remembers, we called this Save the Brewery, Save the World, a bit of a Heroes reference. Hindsight, that was probably a bit, probably wasn't quite the right thing to do, but didn't make any difference anyway. We opened on the Friday, I think, so Friday would have been the 20th. Friday would have been the 20th, and we were fine, reasonable Friday night. We had an afternoon and an evening session, if I remember rightly, and the Saturday though, we effectively, I think we just did an afternoon session. I don't think we continued with the evening session. So everybody was following that government advice and saying, please don't go out, keep people safe, keep space, and kind of try and isolate as much as possible. So yes, here we are, 1 year on. And we're still shut, unfortunately, as are many other places. But as I said, I think I mentioned this last week, we obviously, everybody has a bit of a plan. We have something to hopefully aim towards, and planning to open as soon as possible after April the 12th, which is currently the date that the government has said that businesses, pubs and bars in the UK can open for outside service only. Serve you outside in the open air, providing it's nice and sunny. It's a bit chilly today, but there's a bit of sun I can see out there, so it wouldn't be a bad afternoon probably to be sat and have a couple of pints on a good workday afternoon immediately after lunch. But yeah, obviously that's kind of assuming everything goes to plan, and everything, and infection rates and hospital rates and all those kind of bits and pieces. However many 5-6 points that the government is looking at to make sure is in things are safe enough for that to happen. So hopefully we can open. Bearing in mind a couple of other things, as I mentioned last week, Fargo continues the work outside in increasing the covered space and adding an extra floor into the courtyard in outside our tap house and across Fargo. So hoping that will be completed in time, and we can indeed welcome you on that week. But that brings me to a question for you guys. I know there's not huge numbers of people on here, but obviously anybody listening back to this will be able to see this as well. I'm just going to open up a poll. This is my first time doing this, so I'm hoping that it works. Let me activate this. So I'm just going to ask you, before I do it, what will your plans be when places reopen in April? Please be honest. If you're not going to come out, then say you're not going to come out. If you are going to come out, then answer the question. There's 4 options. Just to update one of them there, change the wording a little bit. So there's 4 options. Heading out first thing Monday. We'll be popping out for a few midweek. And waiting until the weekend, or waiting until it's safer. I've clicked activate, but it doesn't seem to want to do anything. I don't know what's going on. Can anybody see a poll there, by the way? I'm hoping that there's something there. If it isn't, then it's playing with me, and Facebook isn't being particularly helpful, which I'm guessing is the latter. For some reason now there's the yeah, okay. I'm gonna let me just see if I can do this. Apologies. I knew this would go wrong. As soon as you try and do something, everything always goes wrong, doesn't it? Okay, it doesn't like it, so I'm not gonna worry about that. I will post a question on our Facebook page afterwards, asking you the very same question. If you can let me know what it is you think you'll be doing come that week when we're allowed to reopen. There's not a lot that I want to go through else other than that today. I just wanted to mention one thing. I'm going to start doing a couple of things. This week is the first of doing this, and then next week I'll hopefully do more again and follow up with a couple of other things. So one thing that I'm going to start doing is just highlighting a couple of our trade customers and let you know other places where you can get our beer. I know we have Facebook followers from all across the country and indeed internationally, so a lot of them might be following us. They might be watching this video right now, but this video goes and is available after today and beyond. So anybody that's listening to this on a listen back or a watch back or whatever they call it on Facebook, then you'll be able to see this as well. So I thought it'd be good to kind of highlight a few of those kind of places. The places that have struggled obviously throughout lockdown. Kevin, you just said so the poll is there, but it's showing the same list twice. Brilliant, fantastic, just what I wanted. How frustrating. Well, I'll come back to that afterwards. Feel free, anybody, to fill the poll in, and I'll have a look at it afterwards. So I wanted to highlight a couple of the kind of the other companies, our customers similar to us in similar sort of positions, and let you know more about them. I'm going to start off today talking about Beer Moth, which is in Manchester. The Beer Moth are pretty much a staple of craft beer across the country, so if you know them, then you know them basically. If you don't know them, then you've just never been, which is perfectly fine. But they offer, so I just wanted to point out, so you can pick up beers from Beer Moth on their online website at the moment. They offer free local deliveries into their local area, so anything order over £20 to every Manchester postcode, that's an M something. And you can, and they'll also do national deliveries as well. We stock our beer regularly. We've had our beer with them for quite a long time. In fact, we had a delivery go up there, I think last week or the week before. So again, anybody in that area in and around Manchester, then you can see the, you can pick up any of our beers. Obviously, anybody else's as well. Somebody says that you can see. Yeah, you can see the poll and you can click on it. Your screen just has to be maximised. Isn't Facebook great, hey? Don't you just love it? We'll get to grips with it one day. I'm trying new things every week. This microphone that I just showed you earlier is a completely new thing this week because I didn't have that last week either. So hopefully I'm clearer as a result of it. But yeah, so check out Beer Moth. Their website is store.beermoth.co.uk. If you're in that area and you're interested in our beers and you haven't had them so far, or you just struggle to get them, or the national delivery from us is just slightly too expensive for you, then by all means give them a shout and let them know where you found out about them. Like I say, if you live in that area, I'm sure you know Beer Moth anyway. Then what I'm hoping to do as well, I said I was going to do this before Christmas, but obviously lockdown happened, homeschool and all those kind of things that we had to deal with at the beginning of January came about, so I didn't manage to. So I'm hoping to be able to bring on from next week some of our staff as well, so some of our employees that work behind the bar and behind the scenes here at the brewery to help produce our beer and help get it out to you in deliveries, sales, people that serve the beer when you come into the tap house as well, and get them on the same live feed as well. So hopefully from next week. I know Rich, who works on a bar and also does a lot of our sales, was hoping to do something back at the beginning of the year, so I'll grab him and get something for next week. So as I say, not a huge amount this week. We've got no beers that are going into can at them right now. Richie is currently brewing a new version of our Wrapped In series, Wrapped In Galaxy, which, if I remember rightly, we haven't done before, have we? Never done Galaxy. We've done it once. Which one are we going to do that we haven't done?
Got to wait for Hops to come in the country.
So you're not going to say? Teasing you completely with something that we haven't done. So Wrapped in Galaxy, yeah, I do remember it actually now. I remember doing the label for it a couple of years or so ago. So Wrapped in Galaxy will come in soon. If you didn't know, I was talking out of shot here was Richie. So I was obviously just giving him a shout as he walked past. Yeah, he's brewing Wrapped in Galaxy today. So that'll be going into can in a couple of weeks' time or so. I just need to get the labels finished and sorted out there. And then another version of Wrapped In coming later on in the year once the hops come into the country and we actually can brew it. So hopefully we'll tease you on that one and just let you know that it's a hop that we haven't used in the Wrapped In series yet before, which probably doesn't really narrow it down that much, really, does it? So we're brewing that. We've got no new beers released this week. I did just want to point out one thing when I just step out here. I forgot to mention it last week, but I'll mention it this week. Anybody's got special occasions coming up, appreciate we can't have loads of people around, but if anybody's got either a bubble or is looking forward to the upcoming restrictions being relieved, don't forget we do some of our beers in 5 litre mini kegs. Just pick it up for you there. So the mini kegs are available on our online shop as well. They're £25 for the 5 litres. So yeah, what is 5 litres? About 9 pints or so of beer. So those are all available on our online store. Again, local delivery from us within the CV postcode. If you order one of those, it's free. And then obviously you can get anything else on as well. Alan, you preempted my next piece for this afternoon. I didn't want to put the t-shirt on. I've got my Twisted Barrel t-shirt on, which is what I normally wear on a Monday, particularly when I'm doing these at the moment as well. Before I carry on to the next bit, hi Ryan, thank you mate. Yeah, they're brilliant. They last, in the keg unopened, just to let you know, the mini kegs, if you unopen them, then they'll be about 6 months life in them. They'll be absolutely fine after that, but you just start getting the hops are a little bit more dull and things. But we generally recommend, it's on the label, that we recommend about a week once you've opened it. So it's got a little thing on the top. It's called a mini keg, but it's more like a cask than a keg. You open the top and you let air in basically, and as soon as you start pouring it, air gets in. So about a week or so really. But if you've got a good weekend, a couple of people around in your security pub, I was going to say friends then, but I didn't want to advise not following the rules at the moment. But yes, back to Alan. My last point for today is t-shirts. I mentioned last week that we were imminently going to receive the crowdfunder t-shirts. I don't know how many people who are watching this at the moment are invested in the crowdfund. We didn't have a huge number of people buy a t-shirt, but we did have a few. So as I mentioned, we converted the image. Well, actually, Al himself did us another image in black and white for us. So that we can have it on the t-shirts, and I have one here which I've literally just opened. This one is going to be mine, so maybe I'll wear it next week. But yeah, we've gone for a lovely sort of grey, and there's the image. It looks absolutely fantastic. This is I deliberately didn't open it because I wanted to open it live on the video, but this looks absolutely fantastic. I know we've had chats going backwards and forwards that we'd be concerned that it would look a little bit pixelated, but actually it looks really good. I'm absolutely massive fan of Al's work, and in particular the label that he did with us, which he did completely free of charge specifically. So please go and have a look at Al's details. You'll find them under Tag Artworks, by the way. So have a little look. He owns and runs a comic book store here on Fargo as well. He's done loads of fantastic art. Anybody, again, I'll mention it again. I do like repeating myself, but so you'll just have to put up with me. But if you've been in the tap house, you'll see right opposite the bar we have a large piece of one of his works up on the wall of work that he did for the Sandman graphic novels as well. So yeah, pride and place that is, because it's a beautiful piece. Yeah, and so grateful for him to have done that for us as well, which is absolutely perfect. So anybody that has had them, I think the guys at GD, Al, you've already you've delivered most of yours already, haven't you? So they were delivered straight to them, so they were able to get those out nice and quick. I'll be sorting through those this afternoon and hopefully getting some deliveries scheduled, or at least getting ready to be able to deliver them this week. If you're in Coventry, we'll be doing the local deliveries this week on Thursday and Friday, so hopefully they should be able to come with any of those deliveries as well. And just aware there's quite a lot of them, so yeah, it's a lot of places to go to on the normal delivery routine. All but one. What do you mean, Al? Was the delivery one short, or did you forget to add yours onto it? Sorry, excuse me. Having a quick drink. It's amazing how dry your mouth gets when you're talking so much like this. Okay, well that was the last thing I had. I'm going to give you a few minutes if you want. If there's any questions from anybody, by all means give me a shout out, and I'll do my best to answer if I can. Oh, you'll have to message me, and I still don't understand what you're talking about, but that could just be me, or because you're from Birmingham or something. Everybody's great in Birmingham. We love them, don't we? Although, sorry, it's not Birmingham, is it? Stourbridge. Sorry. Oh, I hate the fact that this is the video is actually about 30 seconds behind. So whenever I ask something, I have to wait a little bit longer to see if something comes in, and I don't get a reply to me. Yeah, Ryan, so outdoor seating areas. I did mention this briefly last week. I think Lou cast us. There's some works going on that Fargo are completing outside there, and everybody saw it this week. Actually, it was out in a lot of the local papers in the Midlands. Fargo are opening Coventry's first indoor indoor street food venue. So that'll be opening. It's aimed to be open in May. There's lots of other works happen as a result of that, and they've kind of reorganised when the announcement came out that we could potentially open from April the 12th. Then they reorganised the works that was due to happen and moved on to some of the outdoor works that were going to take place. So there is some, alongside all of the internal work that they've got to do to make a big, nice open space for people to cook and eat in, music to be played, etc., etc. There's also going to be people know outside, there's that kind of slanted roof that kind of extends across the side of what was the coffee place and Dashing Blades. So that is basically being replaced with a floor, and is going to cover probably about 2/3 of that outdoor space, with then a little bridge that connects that first floor in front of us with the first floor above, places like Dirty Kitch and Rock and Roller, hairdresser's parlour as well. So there's going to be a little bridge, nice big 2/3 of that space is going to be fully covered, and yes, there will be outdoor seating out there. I've said it before, it's not our space, so we're allowed to use it by our landlords, but yeah, providing that work is all done, or at least it's in a way, it's been done to a point that it's safe enough for people to visit, then yes, we will be open, and yes, there will be outdoor seating areas. Two questions I can't answer is how much space there will be, how much seated there will be. We're going to assume that there's probably going to have to be the 2 metres social distancing still need to be in place, but I don't really know until we see it how much space there is actually going to be there, and what kind of tables they're going to be, etc., etc. So there's a lot of details that we don't really understand at the moment. So how many people there need to be, what distance they need to be from each other, and all those kind of things. No, we will not be taking bookings in advance. Again, I think I might have briefly mentioned it last week. When we did bookings before, and I know loads of people have said exactly the same thing, we experienced probably about a 40% turn-up rate on any bookings. We were never full, so there's just no point It's a lot of administration, it's a lot of time, and when people don't turn up, then I'm afraid it's a waste of time. So we're not going to do that. We did have to turn people away because we had bookings, even though the tables were empty. We'd usually give people about 15 to 20 minutes, by which time somebody's already been, we've told them there's no space, and they've had to leave. It's unfortunate. The industry is really struggling, and we need everybody to support us as much as possible. But for that reason, we're not going to do bookings. Walk-ups only, entirely, at least for the foreseeable anyway. Okay. Right. Like I said, that's all the bits that I wanted to discuss. I'm just going to give it another 30 seconds just to wait for the video to catch up with me and see if there's any other questions. Excuse me while I just have a quick drink while I'm waiting. At least it means when I can see myself drinking, then I know the video's caught up with me. Because otherwise I'm just a flaily hand person. Not making it much sense. Again, to anybody else that is listening, I'm just going to mention, if you're watching this back at any other time, don't hesitate, pop a question into the comments and I'll pick it up. If I can answer it there and then, and I'll reply to your comment. If not, then I'll pick it up next week. In fact, anybody wants to send us any messages, by all means do, and I'll pick them up and I'll answer them and give you a shout out next week as well. Yes, Luke, I thought it was you. I thought I had the right person. So that's me done. Quick wrap up, just to remind you, shop.twistedbarrelale.co.uk. Get your orders in for deliveries for this week. As long as you get orders in by a Wednesday lunchtime every week, then we'll guarantee to deliver them on a Thursday or a Friday. Typically it's a Friday, just so that you know. But if there's enough and we have to, then we'll do deliveries on a Thursday as well, which is why we just ask for the orders in by Wednesday lunchtime. Again, national delivery is all available, starting from £6 delivery. Newsletter subscribers get 10% off their first order. So jump onto our website, scroll right the way down to the bottom, sign up for a newsletter, and then you'll get lovely blog newsletter emails from me every week as well, letting you know how I'm getting on and all the things that we want to do but can't do, and all of our new releases, more importantly. And the last thing, obviously, anybody that orders over £25 for home delivery or gets in one of these kegs, you only need one keg and you get free home delivery as well. Otherwise, under £25, it's £2.50. But if that's it, thank you very much, folks. I appreciate your time. You can go back to your work now that you've just had the 23 minutes or so break from whatever the tedious job is that you have to do while you're working from home. And we will see you again. I will see you again next week. I'll create an event for next week immediately after this. So by all means, give it a like, and then you'll get notified when we go live next week. If not, see you later, folks. Have a good one.